Uh, I'm CJ Spencer. Now you know it.
I'm the flag announcing guy.
And I'm Mr. Napoli.
We're we're almost there, guys. Just one day.
Yeah.
We cannot count Saturday because all we have to do Saturday is to jump above the plane and fly away.
Jump above, I'd rather not.
Oh,
Ooh,
just to make it a more thrilling experience.
Yeah, I'm not in the mood of doing Tom and Jerry things. You know, when he goes on the plane in the wheel compartment, it would end rather differently.
Okay. We go on board and fly away Okay. We're here from Osaka and Dotonbori to be more specific.
He's the expert this time.
I have to admit I specifically asked demanded for an hotel in this district. It was a
Hello, Gabe.
hello
Hi,
Gabe. It was even a convenient solution because, as you see, when we came down from Mount Koya, the arrival station was Namba.
Yes.
Michaela said you are already in Namba, Dotonbori right behind, so it's good. It's not a problem to make you stay there.
Yeah.
So I had the occasion to visit another famous Yakuza setting.
Mm.
That is still open. 1,000 yen.
Now
I said double or nothing.
That was not.
I promise this. I'll be good this time. I don't want to end my journey with a night on jail.
Yeah.
Make
No,
it
in Japan it's
21.
Okay.
It is in
Make
Japan.
it 21 days in jail.
Oh, I tell them, oh, come on, guys, I'm going back tomorrow. Please let me go.
Yeah.
Where is it then?
Where is Diana Anthem?
I have a double now.
Is he your evil doppelganger? or
No,
something?
I'm the evil doppelganger.
Ah.
Indiana Night is the good one.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. What are your impressions, first of all, about the night we spent in Mount Koya?
Well,
I will answer with an Italian quote. Boia che freddo!
yes. It was quite an experience. I mean, personally, the cold was it was not a nice thing, but it was interesting to spend a night in a temple, even though we were treated very well,
Mhm.
and the dinner and breakfast were interesting.
More
as
dinner
well.
than breakfast for me.
More than breakfast.
Yes, but even breakfast was
Interesting,
I
particular.
don't know, but that sort of teach or whatever they gave me. Yeah, no.
Yes,
Albeit
I
it
had
was-
problems in recognizing what we were eating, so
It happened to me when we were in Miyajima as well.
Indeed.
indeed they explained us what we were about to eat.
This is a
Oh, yeah,
more fatalist approach.
Not to
People
mention that
die.
a roaster, they're not your favorite food.
Hmm?
What was it?
Oysters.
Oysters were not.
Well, I tried them
I-
because I mean, when I was a kid, I was really a picky eater, extremely picky eater, and but nowadays I try and eat. At least get a taste of everything. I mean, I try first and then I decide if I don't
One
like
has to
it or
try
not.
everything.
Yes, except with one exception, but I was forward with that. Do you remember that I
Yes.
don't like squid at all? I can't physically.
And he tried. He still tried.
No, but anyway, it was cold. It was the dinner and breakfast may have been a bit awkward, but it was quite the interesting experience. Even though this may not be the best season to get on the Koyasan because it's cold and damp.
I fear that in summer the problem is the opposite.
Okay.
We also had the occasion to make a evening bath. Take an evening
Outside.
bath outside.
That was quite nice.
Quite nice, even because there were three wells of water
Yes, two individual ones.
and one theoretically
Slightly
made
bigger.
for 2 or more people, but with our dimension,
Yeah.
it was even that was a single.
Well,
What? No.
no.
Well, it was
I know. I think just that even two people might be stretching things a bit. That
Mm.
one,
Yes, you're right.
but it was interesting, and it's always nice to clean ourselves like that.
Yes,
Even though it's, I repeat, it's a bit dangerous because when you get out, you can get a little lightheaded, and
yes.
so you have to be careful.
This is something that everyone who goes want to try the Sento Japanese bath has to
Be aware of.
be aware of, especially if he has low pressure problems or heart problems. It's important to take in consideration that this can be dangerous. One has to pay attention. Apart from this, early this morning, we left Mount Koya and moved back to Osaka, and we we hadn't many solutions because Osaka is quite big and there are plenty of things to see. But we made the decision to prioritize the aquarium, and in my opinion, it was a good choice.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was, I admit, I was a bit skeptical at first because I had read it wasn't that big, but I had to stand corrected because it was well worth the ticket and the time spent there.
Just the occasion to see the whale shark is enough to make it worth a visit, worth to be made. You have to consider that they didn't see it, I think, but I saw the aquarium of Genoa,
Oh, yeah.
and you
Yeah.
too.
Yes,
It's
that was
undoubtedly
beautiful.
it's bigger, and with a bigger number of species
Well,
and habitats,
well,
different habitats. But this one, even if smaller, was still interesting, especially because it's clearly more focused on the Pacific Ocean, and Genoa's aquarium obviously lacks a bit about in this, so it's
Well,
a compensation.
well,
somehow.
Lisbon, but the Lisbon aquarium has also a Pacific exposition.
But not this big, I think.
Well, it is the biggest aquarium in Europe.
But for the Pacific Ocean, I saw species that I don't remember I saw in Genoa.
I was talking about Lisbon.
Ah, Lisbon. Excuse me, I never been in Lisbon.
Eu estou falando do Lisboa.
Okay. After that, we came back here in the hotel, and this evening at 7 p.m. we leave to eat something. And after that, I will obviously we will I hope we will obviously visit.
We will have to go with him because to restrain him.
No, you not get me.
You can't go and punch the Yakuza guys.
Oh, come on, guys! This is just one more night. Let's make it a bit enjoyable.
Well, I don't find enjoyable making explanation to the cops.
Okay. Oh, of course, we'll reserve this particular. Hey, games called us. Of course, we reserve this particular argument for tomorrow evening for obvious reasons. But can you already tell us something about your final impressions about this journey? Just a couple of words in preparation for what you will say tomorrow. Something you want to share?
It's a tall order because I have. I mean, it's a lot to share and not easy.
If someone when you get back to Italy, someone says you tell me the first thing you remember about this journey.
I wish I studied more Japanese.
I wish.
I studied more Japanese.
Well, what I can say is that I am proud of myself for trying this much food. I mean, not that I have tried everything, but I I think that as far as I'm concerned, I did a rather big effort, and I'm proud of myself from doing that.
Yes, it's a good point. It's a good point.
Yes.
So you,
Apart of the
yes, apart for
linguistic,
that, try to be serious a bit. No, okay, I'm joking. I'm joking. What is that really the first thing that comes to your mind when you think about this journey?
I it was it was a nice experience.
No, okay.
All of it.
Yes.
One thing
Speaking
that
for me, of course.
came to mind.
Mm-hmm.
Since we are in a World Cup period, uh, I say it's time we take back the benches from football clubs and return them where they belong, because we need
We
more
need.
benches
This is something I was
Oh,
sure you
yeah.
were about to
Oh,
point
yeah.
out.
and more beans, because honestly it gets a bit tiresome finding the beans to I mean, for bottles and cans no problem, but if
For
you
trash.
have to
For trash.
for trash, for a wrapper, for
Nothing.
it's a tragedy every single
It's
time.
a quite a well-known and somehow sometimes criticized Japanese policy.
Well,
Uh,
I find it annoying, honestly. I mean, not a critical thing, but it kind of gets you, you know.
Yes.
Because here you, well,
yes,
I mean, in Italy we can
throw
uh,
it.
throw things easily. Yeah.
You can-
Here,
On the other side, you could point out that during summer, during summer turns into a real pot of hot air. It's humidity becomes really high. So with outside trash cans, could become a bit smelly.
a lot of cities in Italy too get very hot and humid during the summer. I mean, I could name a dozen of them without even trying. But they do have trash cans. I think
I agree with you.
they could compromise a bit more. I mean, I know it was also a security issue for the Olympics when they. Well, but I mean, it's just my impression.
Yes, yes. Just to answer your question, the first thing I remember I can point out about this journey is the preparation. The preparation I did, the time I spent preparing this journey. This is probably the first thing that will come to my mind. I know it can be a bit strange because you remember preparation even above the journey itself. Yes, because when you prepare something like this for 2 years, spending all your free time, everything you have.
But in the end, you are not satisfied by the journey.
I'm
Because
completely satisfied.
because let's be honest, many still have some really abstract and wide projection about visiting Japan. And honestly speaking, they visit here, they get some get absolutely destroyed because let's be honest, some have a really idealized idea of Japan.
But this is a problem we spoke about, just if you remember, that I made the difference between strong otaku and realistic otaku. But maybe it wasn't. No, maybe it wasn't there. I was just along with him.
Well,
That there are those people that.
I got three right.
Hey,
Still,
still inviting us in. There are two different kinds of nerds in Japanese culture that are attracted by Japan. There are the fanatics that consider
weebs.
Japan, the weebs that consider Japan the promised land of fun, of joy, of games, of figures, of nerd culture in general. And there are the realistic nerds, the more skeptical, that understand that there's a difference between what Japan shows of itself with the kawaii culture, with the nerd culture, and what it truly is.
Well, I would, well, as my language teacher said, it is called in Italian is the Nipponite, the Japan disease,
Yes. Yes.
the Japan fever.
Hmm.
There's the Paris fever, and we can see the Japan fever.
Yes, yes. But I am. Everyone told me, oh, when they find out you're Italian, they'll treat you differently. I thought it was some sort of stereotype or some sort of common way to think, but it was not. It wasn't true. But I have to admit that the few times they questioned me about my where are you from, a couple of times they came to me asking me where I was from, and when they told me I'm Italian, I noticed a change of behavior. It happened when I was working around in Akihabara. I, I asked to an employer of a store to point me to something, and while we were working, he told me, "Are you from France, Italy?" Ah, I'm from Italy. Oh, Italy! Oh, it's so good. Oh, are you going? You're trusting? You're having fun in Japan? Well, come here, don't you? It's strange. There are so many Italians that come here in search for figures.
And you are not alone.
Yeah, I was happy to see it. Maybe we have such that sort of fascination that makes us a bit.
Too.
I'm part Italian too. It's Gabe is citizen of the world. Anyway, let's try to
Wrap
make.
this up.
Hmm?
Let's try to wrap
No,
this up.
there's still a bit of time. Your brothers.
We still have 3 minutes, but if you're tired, if you want to rest a bit, we can make
No.
also calls.
No.
Come on, guys. Just let's spend these few minutes left to point out what will happen tomorrow. Tomorrow, as I said, we'll leave Osaka a bit soon, maybe around 9.
Yes. And then
Uh,
we'll go back to.
we'll go back to Tokyo.
And then we'll have some rather busy hours because for final preparations for our trip home, and things are a bit not quite settled, a bit up the air. We'll decide on at the moment, and we'll go from there.
The only thing sure is that we'll not. We were considering to reach the hotel because our hotel is right inside the airport this time. This to make things a bit smoother on Saturday, since our plane is scheduled for 10 a.m. So quite easy, quite soon. But in the end, we made the decision that probably we'll move to the hotel just in late afternoon and spend the day walking around, even considering that Tokyo is a bit more livable before in late morning and first part of the afternoon.
Yes, just to avoid the rush hour.
Yes,
Yeah.
of
Because
course.
we have tasted it quite a bit when we were there, and we'd rather not.
And of course, we will end this journey in the same way it began, with a ramen.
Yeah.
It's unfortunately it will be quite difficult, if not impossible, to go to the same local where we went the first time. But it's simply the important thing is to end this journey with a ramen.
Well, and just to tell you guys, he's already checked where in Italy is there a ramen store near where he lives. So he's already planning to get there and try it. And if they are not able to match the true thing, he will threaten them.
No, I'll come here, kidnap a ramen chef, bring it back in Italy.
Yes.
Have you ever watched the Misery? Doesn't have to. No, come on, guys. It's impossible for me to find. It's the same way you can't eat true pasta here in Japan. You can't hope to eat the true ramen in Italy. It's something I have to accept, as I have to accept that I'll not more be able to take a so pleasurable bath.
Yeah,
We
that's
can always try and find an onsen in Italy,
well,
Or make or
well,
make,
my friend is
or
from
make your own.
eh?
Well,
Start
I-
Make our
digging
own.
then.
Eh?
Start digging in your garden then.
Yes, maybe I have enough space to do it, but my neighbors may have something to say.
And also you may have to prepare to a rather hefty electricity bill because to heat up all that.
Here they use geothermal, or they often use thermal energy to, or even the same onsen.
Or I may ask some friends of mine from Naples if they we could we could revive the best good of the ancient Romans.
Yes, of course.
This is
Like
something that
the mangaka of Terme Rome said, Italy and Japan have something in common. They both love baths, but for the Italians forgot it.
There's something that we should regulate
Okay,
somehow.
this is all for today,
Yeah.
and we'll take a bit of rest, as I said, and then we'll move again. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow in late evening, probably around 9 p.m. or even later. And of course, it will probably be a much longer live because we'll tell you our final considerations about this journey and any eventual future plans we may have in store for the future, for the following journeys.
I'll make a list.
Okay, so let's meet again tomorrow for the last live from Japan. I'm CJ Spencer.
I'm a flying Anton guy.
And I'm Mr. Ned.
See you later.